Hello, everyone. I'm S. James Meyer. Now, I have no hard research to back this up, no polling data, no graphs, no fancy charts. But as I put my ear to the ground and I listen to the chatter, we seem to have stumbled upon two things nearly everyone agrees on. Think about that. This is no small feat in today's world. I'm not talking about a mere 60 or 70% agreement, which certainly would be breakthrough in the current context. Let's be honest about that. Can you imagine 60 or 70% of people agreeing on anything? But in this case, I'm talking about darn near universal agreement, as in 95% or even higher on not one but two ideas. I think there's a lot of hope in that. I really do. First, we all seem to agree that something needs to change. Our lives are filled with anxiety. Our social fabric is being torn to threads. Our economy is strained under the weight of supply chain and labor shortages. We're fighting over a global health crisis. The government is in rapid decline, and our political system is flat out broken. I mean, let's face it, it's flat out broken. There's not enough duct tape and binder twine in the Fleet Farm to strap this thing together. Something needs to change. Agreed? I think we're all agreed. Second, everyone seems in agreement that they personally do not need to change. The problem is other people. They need to change, but I most definitely do not. You see the problem, right? We're all frantically busy trying to change one another and resenting those who are trying to change us, even though we're trying to do the same thing to them. It's not working. When John the Baptist, echoing the prophet Isaiah, tells us to lower the mountains and raise up the valleys and make straight the pathway of God, he's not talking about changing everyone else. He's not talking about changing the laws of man, changing social policies or politicians. He's not talking about changing Chevy lovers into Ford lovers or convincing vegans they should eat bacon. He's talking about changing our hearts, changing the way we look at one another, changing the way we love. That's a big deal. It's a very big deal. Most notably, Advent, this idea, this season of Advent, is calling us to change the direction in which we live. We've been living in what I call backwards flow, allowing all the stresses, toxins, anxieties, anger, hatred, all the conflicts of the world to enter our minds and penetrate our hearts through news for profit and opinion and social media. It's not good. It's not good at all. And none of it is from God. Of course, so much darkness swirling around us and entering into us is unsettling. Our stomachs can't stand the churn. So what do? We regurgitate it back into the world, propelling more negativity, more bleakness, more of that dark vitriol back into our own social stir. Advent is calling us to reverse the flow, to start from a deep-hearted love of God, love of neighbor, love of all creation, love of the mountains and the trees and the plants and the animals and the snow that's falling, just to love this world we're in and propel that joy, that peace, that hope, that harmony out into the world. This is how we are called to prepare the way. So as we travel this Advent journey toward Christmas, we ask ourselves, What are the inner mountains, the valleys, the curves, the detours within me that inhibit the free flow of love through me and from me? These are the mountains we need to make low, to make straight the pathway for God. Yes, we all agree something needs to change. And the incarnation we will celebrate in a few short weeks is all about showing us what that change looks like. Spoiler alert, it looks like love, life-giving love. Are we ready from the bottom of our hearts to flow some of that into the world? Peace. Peace be with you. Peace be in you. May peace flow from you. Have a great week.